In the desolate sky, on the intense battlefield, our protagonist lies exhausted leaning on his sword. Panting. Dead corpses surrounded him. He took in the sight mourning the dead. So many of them died, damn it. Suddenly a voice, Ahiyudi's clear carelessness, surprise he turned around. To think there was such a strong human, said the voice. The protagonist exclaimed, You are still alive. Standing on top of giant body known as Ahiyudi. Flashback to 20 days ago, Ahiyudi showed himself in the Empire and wreaked havoc for unknown reasons. Thinking back, the protagonist angrily stepped on the giant body. Lamenting that because of the giant half of the Empire became a graveyard, and why are the giants still alive? The giant replied, Don't worry, since I won't be for much longer. Ahiyudi will soon return to his side. That's good, since your friends, who died before you will be waiting, replied the protagonist. Friends? The giant asked in interest. Yeah, the other two who came with you, said the protagonist. One became a barbecue because of a hot-tempered red dragon, another was sealed for eternity by the old man named Lorhan. Do you understand it now? He continued. Don't cover up the truth with superficial words, strong one. The children of the stars share their senses with one another. We know that their opponents have been annihilated along with them. And it means that strong people like you no longer exist here, proclaimed the giant. Ha, I'm still alive, so what the hell are talking about, bluffed the protagonist. Don't get ahead of yourself. I know that your time is reaching its end, said the giant. I'm quite glad. If you had realized your skills earlier and put your all into training, you would have become a large obstacle for our long-cherished wish, continued the giant. Since just now, this guy, even if you hadn't said anything, I know I've lived AF up life. So, shut up and die, said the protagonist. You are a great human. It is alright to be proud. But, in the end, your world will soon be engulfed by the starlight and disappear, said the giant. With all the remaining strength left, the protagonist held his weapon and slashed the head of the giant, separating the giant head and body, permanently killing the giant. Walking away, the protagonist thought, what do you want me to do about the things that have already happened? He continued his path forward, reminiscing about the past, sitting between his comrade, laughing, chatting, and spending time with them. Looking ahead, he saw his comrade's dead corpse. The protagonist thought, were you all here? You foolish bastards. What kind of pride made you fight until you died? Did you think you all were strong because I was? You should have read the situation and run away. Till the end, so foolish, just why, he lamented, on the giants, who could deflect the Empire's strongest sword aura, why was my sword the only one that worked? If it weren't for that, there would be no way a disciplinary soldier would stand in front of the lines, and you guys wouldn't have died first. Exclaiming, I really don't know, then he heard a faint voice, anyone there? Surprised, the protagonist paid attention to the sound, hearing, I can't move because of my injuries. Remembering the voice, he followed the trail. The protagonist cried, you were still alive. Struggling to walk, he reached a figure leaning on the rock, recognizing the person. He happily said, so you were still alive. Grand Commander, he observed that the person is missing an arm, he thought of her name, Adeshan. In a solemn mood, he approached the commander, saying, for someone who is in command, what is this? The commander, calling the protagonist, named Ronan. Aren't you a corporal? You aren't that Griya yourself. The commander looked at Ronan and asked, more importantly, is Ahiyudi dead? Yes, I killed him. His body isn't too far from here, he replied. The commander emotionally uttered, I see, he's dead. Thank you, Corporal Ronan. Ronan tried to lighten up the mood, said, if you're that grateful, would you listen to a request on mine? The cleanup of the disciplinary solders. Usually as per regulations, they are abandoned and burned. Could you treat them well this time? The commander looked at Ronan and replied, I'm not sure. You are more alive than me, so wouldn't it be better if you personally looked after them? Ronan hastily replied, gosh, how could I, commander? He then coughed a few times looking at his hand and exclaimed, ugh, see, what do you mean, more alive? I could die any second. Then he continued, I was fooling around most days, so I couldn't do much, so it feels unfair that I'm going to die. The commander asked, if you survive, is there something you want to do? I have a lot of things I want to do. But, the only thing I can think of right now is, what would it be like to go to the academy? Ronan replied. The academy? Questioned the commander. Then Ronan continued, well, the thing that giant bastard said is bothering me, but more importantly my late sister's wish was to send me to the academy. But soon, I will be reunited with my family. The commander then said, when the rain stops, the search party will, trying to give him hope. He then cut off the commander and said, I already told you, I'm a lost cause. So why do you keep saying useless things? Soon after the rain stopped, surprising both Ronan and the commander. They exclaimed, the storm suddenly stopped. Suddenly, tremors shake the ground, making Ronan stumbles, and feeling that the situation changed, he saw another giant. This time with 8 wings. In surprise, he watched as an army of giants descending upon the world. Ronan unbelievingly exclaimed, what the hell, these guys? Where did they come crawling out from? The commander panicked, said, no way, the 3 giants weren't the end of it. In the end, I couldn't save this world. A third time. The commander then thought to herself, with only one last chance left. I can't think of a way. Coming to herself, the commander heard someone is calling her. It was Ronan. He shouted, Grand Commander, what are you doing? Get a hold of yourself. Hurry up and use telekinesis or anything to send me upwards. Damn it. My sword can't reach them from here. What? The commander said. Are you not going to kill them? Questioned Ronan. Yo, you are going to fight in this situation? Asked the commander. Of course. What? You want to just sit still and kick the bucket? Even if I die, shouldn't I give some trouble to those bastards? Ronan shouted out, full of spirit. In realization, the commander thought, he's not giving up in this situation. Yeah, he is such a man. Confirming to herself. That's why we were able to get this far. If it's him, the commander stood up and reached Ronan. Surprised Ronan turning his head and said, what? I'm busy, so stop talking. He felt a soft lips upon his. Kissing him. Still in shock, Ronan cannot gather himself. Through their mouth the commander passed blue energy orb to Ronan. What did you put in my mouth? Said Ronan. Putting her lips close to Ronan's ears, the commander whispered secret to Ronan. Disbelieving, Ronan said, what the hell are you talking about, in this situation? The commander replied with difficulty, Corporal Ronan, if we meet again, can you tell me to not do anything stupid and become a tailor? I've done a lot of things, but nothing quite like that. Returning to reality, the 8-winged giant doesn't wait for them and charging up their attack. Shooting the attack to the 2 of them. The scene changed and the blue orb traveled. Waking up, Ronan comes to himself, still shouting, Grand Commander. Looking around for her. Seeing the scenery in front of him, he exclaimed, impossible, this place could it be? Touching the grass and feeling the river, he continued, my hometown, Nimbutan. Did I really return to the past? A special note comes up, read, Day 1 of regression. Sitting under the tree, thinking to himself. He exclaimed. To think Grand Commander's words were true. Flashback. He is still in disbelief. The Grand Commander passed the blue orb into his mouth, mentioning, "What did you put into my mouth?" "What? You just swallowed an orb that turned back time," she exclaimed. She then continued, "That's how I, who was a tailor, was able to climb to the position of Grand Commander. Although the orb allows you to regress a total of 4 times. She confesses, "I already used it 3 times. So, there is only one chance left." Putting all her hope into him, she spoke. "So, I am handing it over to you, the power to slay the giant. I believe that you are the key to stopping this world's destructions." Whispering near his ear, she continued, "So, you need to sharpen your ability. I am glad you also have the desire to as well. If you want to learn, go to Phil Academy. It is a place with outstanding people. So, I'm certain it will be of help to you and Corporal Ronan." The Grand Commander smilingly reminisced, "If we meet again, can you tell me not to do anything stupid and just become a tailor?" The scene flashed to Ronan. At the back of him, the giant with 8 wings about to shoot an attack. While Ronan still trying to grasp this situation, the Grand Commander continued, "I have done a lot of things, but nothing quite like that." Flashback to the present. Ronan still in disbelief, exclaiming, "Damn it. Ugh. Is this really real? If it's a dream, please wake up." Ronan bashed his head onto the tree, trying to wake himself up as if he is in a dream. He continued to shout, "If it's really real. If I've come back to the past. What the hell am I supposed to do by myself?" Suddenly, he realized and spoke. "Huh. Wait, this is the pass." Getting down to grab a stick, he thought, then I might be able to see my older sister. He ran off across the town, still thinking, if I really come back, if I go a little further. All of a sudden, at the trail of his eye, he saw a scene where the bullying happened. He thought, "Huh, what those punks? What the hell are they doing hanging up a child upside down? To think those guys have not changed in the past either." In bewilderment, he turned and saw the child hanging upside down without a rope. He exclaimed, "What, that child isn't hanging by the rope but with magic?" A person as valuable as that was a rare sight on the battlefield. There is no way. There's one here in a countryside town. Come to think of it, around this time I'm sure they were here too. Looking at a girl in pink hair. The scene changes to the pink hair girl, thinking to herself, until when are they going to do this? At this rate, something bad would happen to that child. Fidgeting to herself, she was scared. Then there's a voice of the one who got bullied hanging upside down, next to the tree, begging, "Please stop. Stop it. I do not really have any money. My mom's medicine this month was expensive." The bully then replied, hey, so what did you want to do about that? I'm emptying your pocket, so why do I need to worry about your mom's help? If you want to be a filial son, you should have earned more money." The bullying continue. His henchmen start mocking and laughing. The leader then exclaims to the pink hair lady, "Hey, this one hasn't come to his senses, so lift him to the top of the tree." The pink hair lady froze. Putting up the courage, she has replied to the bully, I can't do that. If I put him higher," and slipped by mistake, cutting off by the bully. "You are not a girl, so why are you so scared? If not, you are not the one hanging there." The bully continued to threaten the girl and spoke, "Shut up and lift him up, Asel, before you end up hanging with him." Still scared, she thought to herself, "How did it become like this? Was it wrong for me to learn magic? I just want to show that I was good at something too." I need to tell him now that I can't do it. But I am so scared. Doubting herself again. She thought, no, no. Still, I need to say it. She squeaks out. A voice, please. Please stop. At that instant, she was hit by a stick. Ronan was holding and he said, stop, you will kill him. With that shock, she released the magic, dropping the one who got bullied down from the tree. When the bully saw that, he shouted out angrily, "Ah! What are you doing right now? Are you going to stop just because he said to? Is this funny to you?" Rushing to find the pink hair lady, threatening her, she replied, "No, no. I didn't do it on purpose." The voice interjected, "Oi, Acel, stop worrying about trash like him and talk to me," he proclaims. "Now I have something to talk to you about." Shouting out at his back, the bully said, "Hey, you serious?" Cutting off by Ronan again, he questioned, "Where did you learn telekinesis?" "I learned it from a grimoire that I've bought from a peddler." Surprised, Ronan thought to himself, "She is this good with such cheap grimoire. This is amazing. I will know after seeing a little more, but with this, when I caught up with the giants." Back to his senses, Ronan heard the unsheathing sound of a sword. He recognized that the bullying unsheathed the sword, preparing to attack, and heard the bullying. Shouted, "You dare to ignore me? It seems like you are acting up since I purposefully lost to you back in the day. But today I will correct those manners." Rushing to Ronan with an attack, Ronan calmly observed the falling of a sword trajectory and thought to himself, "Oh, this is a real long sword. Where did this punk get one? His posture is really bad, but he's strong and that will work around here. Of course with me it won't." Ronan suddenly take a step back, managing to avoid the attack. The boy thought to himself. In bewilderment, he easily dodged that, and Ronan thinks, "Although my body's younger, this is still the same. What was instilled in me when I was a disciplinary soldier? Battle sense." Covering up his missed attack, the bully exclaimed, "Ha, you are lucky, huh? I was going to make sure you couldn't even lift a spoon for the rest of your life." "Hee hee." Ronan replied, "I know, right? I'm quite lucky today. Even though I've been unlucky my whole life." The bully said, "Since it's come to this, get on your knees and beg. There, now spare your life. Of course, you'll be leaving without one arm." Trying to scare Ronan. "And if I kill you, I'll make sure I treat your sister well," continued the bully, unknowingly touching Ronan's sensitive topic. In a calm manner, Ronan said, "Did you just say my sister?" The bully confirmed, "Yeah, every time I see her, I think this. Her bottom is so round, it feels so good too." Before the bully could finish, Ronan slashed down the stick he was holding, angrily cutting off the bully's ear. So fast that the bully couldn't even do anything. The next thing the bully knew, his ear flew off. He clutched his ear in pain, screaming, dropping down the sword, saying, "Ear, my ear." Ronan, step up to the bully, said, "Hey, you punk," showing how furious he is. He continued, "Do you want to die?"